Hello and welcome to the 96th episode of Redeeming the Time. I'm your host, Jacob Wells. This is my dad, my co-host, Keith Eleazar Wells. Thank you for joining us for yet another episode. We are at 96, Dad. I was thinking about it a little bit on the way over here.
Yeah.
The first few, I was actually nervous, Well, the whole promo thing was a train wreck. But the first
shortest thing we did, yeah.
The first few, I was just like super... my voice was shaky, and you could see my hand. I was just nervous and stuff.
Now you look forward to it.
And it's just, I don't know. That's crazy how comfortable you get with doing 96 of them.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, I listened to a podcast where they basically just bring up a topic, and that they're learning about, and then they just ask questions, talk about it, break it down, and it's just all about the learning aspect. And so I've been thinking about that, like, what am I learning about right now? Because everyone's learning something, whether it's...
Not everyone.
That's true. Maybe it's not what you want them, yeah. So, so I just want to bring... What are you learning right now? Or what have you learned in the past week or weeks or whatever?
I've been going over Exodus again, where they're in the wilderness. And I saw something today that was very interesting that I had never noticed before. If you're in, I think it's Exodus 34. Is it 34? Hold on a second. Yeah, if Exodus 34, you find... So Moses has come down, the people had sinned, they'd made the golden calf, God had written with his hand, had carved out these tablets, and he comes down and he sees them and he drops the tablets and the tablets break. Yeah. All right, so then
That's around like 2021.
No, it's in the 30s there. Okay. So it happens for a while where he's straightening things up and, telling them what they should do and shouldn't do, that kind of thing. And God tells Moses, to carve out the tablets again. So he cuts out. This is the part I didn't realize.
It wasn't God doing it again?
He cuts out the stone tablets, and then God calls him up to the top of the mountain. So I don't know. I've just been talking to the Yannicks in Peru, our missionaries in Peru, and it went back to that whole hiking thing, and I'm like, he had 2 stone tablets that he had to carry up the mountain. The weight of that, carrying them up the mountain. And then you get to a verse, I think it's like verse 28 or somewhere around there, 18 or... it might be 18. And where he is chiseling into the rock the statutes there. And it almost sounds like he's the one putting the 10 Commandments again. But if you go to Deuteronomy 10, it says God wrote with his finger again the 10 Commandments. So you've got this same stone tablet now that God wrote the 10 Commandments, and then he's writing the rest of the law, writing that down there. And those 2 tablets will go into the Ark of the Covenant. And I just found that very interesting.
Yeah.
The whole thing of him having to carry him up,
like, you know what that feels like.
Oh my goodness, that's tough.
Yeah.
That was something I learned today. So I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, not very deep, but a little bit.
It's the little things that you notice.
And there's got to be some reason there too. I'm still pondering that. Why not just do it up there? There's plenty of rock on top of the mountain, so why
do it down there and then bring them up?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's not, and I'm just trying to read into something, but that was interesting.
Yeah.
And then I also learned, if I'd have known you're asking me this, I'd have brought an example for those that actually watch it. If you put a glass jar with water in it and put batteries on both sides, it will form a cyclone. I haven't tried it out yet. I got to try it out. So that's a reel.
Does it actually work?
That was a reel. Go ahead.
I like the guys that see those things on reels and then try it themselves.
Well, that was the guy I watched. He was trying it, so it was like, okay, 2 people were.
Does he dress up as Vector from Despicable Me?
No, this is just a normal guy.
There's one guy that I don't know why that's his thing.
That's his thing,
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I've been looking at this app So I saw this app. It was like a reel or whatever. Like,
Okay.
if you want to learn history, then this is the way to do it. And you're always skeptical of, okay, does this act like,
Yeah.
is this
it's
just
real.
gonna
Sure.
get you to go on the app and then say, hey, it's $1,000 a month? But this is real. So you're doing Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
With what is that app? I always forget the name of it. Duolingo. I don't know why
in
I
2
cannot.
days I'll have a full year.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Duolingo, it gamifies it basically.
Yeah. Without
so
a doubt, it makes it more appealing.
This app, Paladin, gamifies history figures, and so there's chapters, and you read about it. They're in chunks of like 2 paragraphs. You read those, then you go to the next one, 2 paragraphs, and by the time you're done, you read like 10 pages. But they gamify it, and at the end of each chapter, which is like a page probably, you do a quiz, and then at the end of all the chapters, which is normally 4 or 5 chapters for each person, you do a battle against that person. So like it's AI, but there's a
battle?
There's a quiz. So the faster you answer it, the more points you get. The more in a row you get right, the more points you get. It's like a multiplier. So I learned about Mark Antony last night, and I read everything, did the quizzes, did the chapters, and then at the end I battled Mark Antony, and it's easy. Like, as long as you like actually read it, then you're not gonna lose. But
did you win the right to marry Cleopatra?
no, I get the right to make that as my character.
Your avatar?
My avatar. So if you complete one, then I can be Mark Antony. The other ones I've done is Caligula, Henry V, Socrates, and then Leonidas, which is the
Socrates.
Yeah, Socrates. Right now, Socrates is my avatar. But Leonidas, that was the one I did 2 nights ago. And
Sparta.
Yeah, he's the Spartan dude, the main guy. And what is that guy's name in 300? The actor's name?
Oh, I don't know.
Russell Crowe.
No,
right?
It's not Russell Crowe. He's
not?
the guy from
Gladiator.
That's
not the same guy?
No, it's not. Not even close.
Are you sure?
Yeah, not even close.
But it was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I love history and I love games.
Uh-huh.
So if you're interested in that, Paladin is the name of the app, and you can check it out. Of course, there's a pro version where you don't get ads
Gerard
and stuff.
Butler. You were close.
Yeah, very close. They look similar.
Yeah, sure. Russell Crowe wishes he looked that good. Dude,
I can't.
He's like 6'4" and
just a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Henry V, I was like, I have no idea who this guy even is. And then like getting into his story, he was just how he tried to take over France and everything.
Cool.
I would never have known.
All right.
And I'm not gonna pick up a book about Henry V. So, and I don't know everything about him, but
now you
it's
might
pretty cool.
actually.
Now I might, yeah.
Because so if you don't know, we might have talked about this before. Jacob watched
once I get
watched
in.
Hamilton, and the next thing I know, he's read 3 like volumes, big volumes on the Revolutionary War and the founding of the country, and it was like
it was really after the war.
Yeah.
I read 5 books in college.
Just boom, boom, just constant.
I go through phases of fascination.
Rabbit holes.
That's in everything too. The only hobby that's ever stuck for more than 3 months, 4 months is disc golf.
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of
you
all in,
master it, and move on.
I don't know about master, but try to.
Yeah.
Try to figure out at least how to master it, and then I fizzle off.
Well, cool. What's it called again?
Paladin.
Yeah.
It looks like
They're not sponsors here. We wish we had a sponsor.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
And they're a newer app, so they're coming out with more and more, which is it's a growing app, which is cool.
So before we get into Revelation 4, I do have to put you on record again. The World Series is beginning. Who you got?
Is the curse still alive, or did I break that with what the last one?
Sure, you broke it. Sure.
I want the Blue Jays to win.
I'm picking the Blue Jays.
But I want the Blue Jays to win, but I think the Dodgers and
I'm
Shohei.
taking Vlad. I'm taking him. We saw him. Was that his rookie year? If it wasn't, it was his second year. We saw them down in Tampa Bay.
We saw two of the players.
Yeah.
No, I mean Blake Snell pitched, and Blake Snell is now
I don't remember
one
that.
of the. I think they're the ace for the Dodgers. So he was pitching, and he got shelled, and Vlad. We saw how fast he actually is because he's such a big burly dude, but he got like a triple or something. So yeah, we saw both of them.
Yeah, very cool.
I think that was his rookie year.
So I have them in 6 games.
6. So you have them winning at home, right? Do they do that?
Sure.
Do they do 2-2, 1-1, or is that the
idea.
final or the NBA finals?
I have no idea. It's definitely the NBA, but probably not. If
Baseball's harder.
Baseball does.
Yeah.
They're not doing that kind of stuff. Who you got?
I got them Dodgers. I think Shohei had the best game ever in maybe any sport.
Yeah.
So.
But they were going to win no matter if he was on the team or not. He definitely won that game for him. So, all right.
10 strikeouts, 3 home runs, one of them out of the park.
Oh,
yeah,
it was incredible.
I was trying to think of the equivalent of that in other sports.
It would be like a quadruple double or something.
Yeah.
In the NBA. I mean,
Tom Brady was actually asked, and he was like, I don't have anything for you. Like I can't think of anything.
Yeah,
that
maybe if you
reaches that.
If you played both ways in football and had 2 touchdowns each direction, something
pick 6, fumble, yeah.
Yeah, something weird like that.
Tom Brady said the 7 touchdown game from Peyton Manning is pretty close. He threw for 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, but all of that required somebody else to help.
Yeah. Yeah, he did it all.
He single-handedly just did it.
He stopped the other team and he put runs on the scoreboard. Yeah. All right, let's get into Revelation 4. So what we're gonna do here, we are just gonna
this week. Yeah.
This week.
Yeah.
We're going to walk through. We're gonna read it and walk through it because this chapter is super. I don't want to say cool because that kind of, but it is.
Cool,
it's awesome. It's such
awesome is the proper word. Yes. So
unlike any other chapter, I think
correct. So we shift here. We've been talking about things that were in place. We talked about how it's symbolizing all churches through time and that different views of that. But now we get to chapter 4, and it says, "And after this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter." That key word at the end, hereafter. So we're now going. At the beginning in chapter 1, he's talking about things that are, things that have, things that are, and now things that will be. So now we go to the future, and now we also go up into heaven, and we get a view of heaven. Now, in this, you're going to see some things that are symbolic. You're going to see some things that are obviously real. The symbol is always less than reality, just because we just don't have the vocabulary.
Yeah, how do you explain the greatness of God?
Yeah, the greatness of God, the greatness of heaven, all of those types of things. I mean, there's other descriptions later on in the book that will talk about the wall and the gates and all that, and you're just okay. I can only imagine so much. think the reality, though, is greater than the symbolism. I think that's a key.
Yep.
And everything's not explained either. I like this quote from Spurgeon. It is very little that we can know of the future state, but we may be quite sure that we know as much as is good for us. This is my favorite in this. We ought to be as content with that which is not revealed as with that which is. If God wills us not to know, we ought to be satisfied not to know. Depend on it, He has told us all about heaven that is necessary to bring us there. And if He had revealed more, it would have served rather for gratification of our curiosity than for the increase of our grace. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, I thought I'd share that quote. So, verse 1. Voice 1.
After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven, and the first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet talking with me, which said, Come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter.
Okay. So what do we have here? I already mentioned must be hereafter, things that must be hereafter. So we know this is future. And now some claim this has already happened. We talked a couple weeks ago in the evening service on Romans 11, and you've got to be very symbolic with a lot of things that sound specific here, and that doesn't work. So the voice like a trumpet says, "Come up hither."
Yeah, that's the thing that stuck out to me is a trumpet speaking out, and so people correlate that to the rapture with the trumpet. Okay. And so the voice, whether it's whatever that trumpet is, but the use of the word trumpet has captured people with those two things.
Sure, I don't think that's the same.
I don't either, but
the way this is used, it sounds like a trumpet. He says it doesn't say it was a trumpet, where the other places it says the trump of the Lord. I mean, it's a literal trumpet that's played there. So I believe this is the Lord's voice calling him up, come up hither, because there's words. It's loud like a trumpet talking with me, but it says there's distinguishable words here. Come up hither, and I will show thee the things that are hereafter. And one thing we're going to talk about this, and I was hoping to do it this week, but it's probably next week. I'm a dispensationalist. I believe Scripture fits that view, or that view fits Scripture. That'd probably be the better way of saying it. That view fits Scripture. That there are times, and this is a different time here, where the church we're going to see has been removed from the earth, and from this chapter through 19. We won't see any mention of the church anymore. So that's important to note here. So John's called up, and verse 2. And immediately I was in the Spirit, that's key, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. So what do we see here?
So immediately I was in the Spirit. I was in the Spirit. This is a separate time from chapter 1, right? Because why would he say that twice?
Sure. Yeah, he's written these letters, and now he's explaining he was called up and he's in the Spirit. He's not physically there.
Yeah.
He's in the Spirit. So yeah, I'll give you that. Go
ahead.
I see here the throne. Now from this chapter on, the throne is the centerpiece of what's being explained.
Yeah.
And everything else is explained of what is around the throne. So key to this chapter is, what is that throne? Who is on that throne?
And it does, as you read on, it doesn't specifically give like descriptors of God. It's just things like surrounding, and he uses like and set look upon like a jasper and like that type of stuff. It's not no these were his arms, these were his thing. Like it there.
Yeah.
I noticed that where it's not a figure that he's describing. It's like this, like that.
Yeah. So how do you deal with that then with Exodus 33, and Moses is talking, and this is God saying, Thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live. So now we have this situation where he's looking upon the throne of God, and he sees God on the throne. Now, Moses is put into this cleft in the rock, and he sees the body, however that works, of God. So we see. So I believe as we go on to look at the shining on the glory that's emanating from that, I don't think he can see his face.
Yeah, I don't think he can, and that's why he's describing it. Oh, this is what it was like. It wasn't. No, I saw his face. This is
Right.
what his face looked like.
Right. I don't think he can
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah,
for
because
the glory of God shining so brightly that he cannot see
with rainbow
his face there. So,
and he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone, and there was a rainbow round about.
Stone, huh?
Right, that's how you say it.
Just
A rainbow round about the throne, in sight like unto an emerald, like
yeah,
it's
right.
he can yeah.
It's the man's words. I mean, what are we going to do here? So we have this throne here, and he sees the similitude, the shape, the emanation of him, but not his actual features. I believe that's the key there. Is it a big deal? I think it's a big deal. I mean, because it's Scripture has to answer to itself, and it does there.
How else are you going to describe it?
Well, if you see his face, you're dead.
Yeah.
So, but until you're in heaven, but I don't. To me, that's not something I'm going to sit here and argue about because it's a bit of doesn't take you anywhere.
And like these words, I don't know, sardine, jasper, rainbow. Like the rainbow does something because it's how do you explain a rainbow? And so rainbows above, around about them, and that. But sardine and or sardius stone, jasper, and emerald. Like I know those are very.
They're precious.
They're precious stones, but I think in that day that meant more to the people like the original.
Sure, they would have understood.
They would have understood that a little bit more. And
than us today. I've got a good statement here from Guzik. He was talking about the throne being in the midst. Man cannot. He says man cannot live without the concept of a throne, a supreme leader. And if man dethrones God, he will inescapably place himself or some other man on it. So we have this whole concept of who is
on the throne.
Who is on the throne of your life, and he's showing, okay, we're starting. This is the starting point. Chapter 4 is the starting point of the future, and we're starting with God on his throne, and everything else is going to go from there. So that's pretty cool. Then we get to verse 4.
And then this is where
Jacob gets excited.
This is where I was reading. I read 3 different commentaries and just like soaking in.
All right.
Like, just trying to what's going on here. And so
and round about the throne were 24 seats, and upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white raiment, and they had on their heads crowns of gold. All right. So who are these guys? Are they angels?
They're created beings. We know that.
Okay.
Because
I'm wanting to hear your take on this.
They're created beings. I don't know what I honestly, I haven't settled on anything. I don't think nobody will know.
Yeah, nobody knows for sure. I don't think they're angels based on the description here because they have crowns, for one thing. The white raiment.
It shows a human being.
Yeah, like something that was
cleaned.
That was earned here. that type of
with the crown
yeah.
too.
Because these crowns that are described are not crowns of the word that's used there. I'm told is not royalty, but rather something that was earned.
The crowns of
achievement.
Yeah, because what is the phrase later on in Revelation? Well, no, is it Revelation?
I don't know what you're going to say.
You will receive crowns in heaven.
Oh, okay, yeah. There's
like that type of thing.
Ones that were earned. Yeah, exactly. So some people have.
There's 24.
Yeah, it's an interesting number. There are, if you go back through the Old Testament, you have David. He cuts the priests into 24 different sections or courses. So you've got that. That doesn't seem right to me.
That one never made sense to me.
You have the 12 tribes of Israel and the 12 apostles.
Who are the 12?
Well, Paul would be
But John is right here.
It's future. Doesn't mean he's not part of it.
Okay.
All right. So you've got that, or it could be anything. We don't know. This is actually my sermon Sunday morning. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verses 14 and 17, and I think like 23 or something like that. They all talk about just vain babblings that you could talk about this. You could even get upset and like, no, you're wrong. That doesn't do you any good. That doesn't edify. But what we do know is
there's 24.
They're 24, and this is a spot that has been earned. I think that's pretty obvious from that as well. And I think the white raiment, clothed in white, purified by the Lord, that type of thing. So okay.
So the angels, you don't think that's possible at all that they're angels, because it's earned.
They've done things as well.
Yeah, it was the main two that I saw were the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 apostles. That's why there's 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm imagining. I'm trying to put myself like, okay, there's a throne, and then on this side there's 12, and this side there's 12. I don't think it says that. It just says roundabout the throne.
Yeah, it just says roundabout
the
throne.
I don't know. It's just the Old Testament, New Testament, like it all coming and pointing to God.
Okay.
That's my vision in my head. Whatever that doesn't.
All right. Yeah.
That doesn't hold any weight. But that the angels, because of the white raiment and because of the crowns, I think it is. That's where I'm leaning.
Sure.
In my own thought.
And like we said, this means we don't know and never will. Oh well, we on Earth.
Yeah, we will know.
We will know one day. So then we go to verse 5. And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices, and there were 7 lamps.
Hold on, before we go into that, the lightning and thunder. Before we get into the 7 lamps.
Okay.
The lightning and thunder.
Where else do you read that?
Mount Sinai.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so the presence of the Lord, and things. I don't know. I think
consistent language.
Yeah, consistent language. And just the powerfulness, if that's a word. Is that a word? Powerfulness? It is now. Of the Lord there, and the visual of that and the visual and auditory cues of that. I think in our day, we just associate that with like storms. Obviously, that's when it happens. Mm-hmm. But like we don't think about the magnificence of that, of thunder and lightning. Like it's coming from the sky. You can hear it miles away, and it's all on that throne. And it just shows the consistency of that's where God is, and he controls that. And
you're speaking. You've got a guy who is seeing this and speaking that has never watched a CGI movie or something of that. So his terminology is this, and it's consistent with what Moses writes in the book of Exodus as well.
It's just, yeah, to have it in one on the throne.
Yeah.
It's
What's going on there?
you obviously like.
And then how does he notice the rest? If that's coming off the throne, how does he notice what we're going to read next, right?
Yeah, the whole Yeah, I like that you said the CGI thing because we automatically make a CGI form in our like what would that look like in something that we could see on television or something. But again, we don't know what that actually looks like. And it's one sentence here. So
yeah. And he made the stars also.
Yeah.
And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunders and voices. That's an interesting term.
Mm-hmm.
And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne. And he tells us what this is, which are the 7 spirits of God. Okay. Now, this is where this is cool. You say that 7 spirits of God. You know, that's not language we would use. I thought there was only one Spirit of God.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So let's go to Isaiah 11:2. You're there, aren't you? Go ahead.
And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, and the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord.
All right. So Isaiah has already told us what these 7 attributes of the Spirit of God are. It's the Spirit of the Lord, the Spirit of wisdom, understanding, counsel, might, knowledge, and the fear of the Lord. Those are all. We could have spent a whole time on that. We won't. But each of those 7, but they're
visible.
They're visible. Anytime the Holy Spirit comes down on us, we don't see the Holy Spirit in our life, but there have been times where he's as a flame above the heads of those when he came down in the upper room. A dove when Jesus was baptized. So we have those visible appearances of this. And the cool part is this is 7 lamps of fire. These 7 attributes before the throne. They're there. I mean, so we've got that, and he sees that outside of seeing all the thunder and lightning and
then 24.
The 24, and now the next part. It keeps going. Go ahead, verse 6.
And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal, and in the midst of the throne and round about the throne were 4 beasts full of eyes before and behind. So let's talk about the sea of glass and the crystal.
I don't know about that one. I a lot of people have some theories, and feel free to comment. And I wouldn't want to spend a lot of time on this.
I just saw the connection between the laver in the tabernacle, washing. It's the sea
before the appearance. Between the sacrifice of the altar and going into the holy place. Before the holy place, yes, was the water.
Yeah,
and it was clear.
And there's a lot with the glass of crystal. This is what I read. Okay. It's not water, it's a fixed substance. Like a glass. Glass is what glass is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, you're not moving, so there's a
I don't know. Sea of glass like unto crystal.
I don't want to go into it. Never mind.
There's a lot of theories there as well.
Yeah.
We don't know. That's symbolic or is that real? We don't know. So then we get to verses 6 through 8 with the 4 beasts. Go ahead.
4 beasts, and the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast like a calf, and the third beast had a face as a man, and the fourth beast was like a flying eagle. And the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes within, and they rest not day and night, saying, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, which was and is to come.
Okay. So we go to Ezekiel chapter 1. Also out of the midst came, verse 5, a likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their foot was like unto the calf's foot, and they sparkled like color of varnished brass. And let's get to the faces. Verse 10. And the likeness of their faces, they had 4. They 4 had a face of a man, the face of a lion on the right side, and they had 4. Had the face of an ox on the left side, and they 4 also had the face of an eagle. All right. So, are these the same creatures? I would say yes. Cherubim, yeah. You also see them in Ezekiel chapter 10. Now, as Jacob just alluded to with the laver, you're going to see this a little bit more. You see this in the book of Hebrews. The tabernacle that was created by Moses in Exodus, that God commanded very detail why everything had to be there, because it was a model of what is up in heaven. And so we'll see more of this. And in this now we have these beasts, and this they have the face of a lion, a calf, a man, and an eagle. He describes it here as each one of them having the one face showing outward. Ezekiel tells us that each one of them had all 4 faces. I don't think that's a contradiction. I just think Moses or Ezekiel's describing it, and he sees all 4 faces on it, and John's just saying straight on what that face was. I don't see that as
I don't see that as a contradiction.
Right.
Because the faces are the same. Whether I don't see that as a contradiction.
Another thing that's interesting is, the word beasts there, they actually are
living things.
They're living things, and they have great intelligence that we'll find out as well. They can speak.
And the eyes, they see.
Yes.
They see all. Yeah.
Yeah. So these are intelligent beasts that God uses, and they rest not day and night, he tells us there. So there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of, once again, why these 4? Why the lion, the ox, the man, and the eagle? Or whatever ox isn't the right word, but a calf.
Is it the 4 Gospels?
Some people have said that. That doesn't.
I think that's a stretch.
I think that's a stretch as well.
Well, why do they think that? It's because,
there's representation of...
Yeah. Matthew represented him as the Messiah. The
Lion of Judah.
And then Mark was more of the servant. Luke was more of the man. And then John he talked about,
the man of...
Yeah, the man... Or,
the man of heaven, yeah.
Yeah, so, he's as God.
Right.
And so the eagle.
I like some people have thought that maybe it represents the different major parts of creation. You've got the lion, the mightiest of the creatures, ox, the strongest, the domesticated. We have the eagle is the king of those of flight, and man the highest of God's creation. That to me would make more sense. As you go around to different cultures that occurred after, all cultures are created after, but if you go to some of the first cultures, they'll have different spots where something will represent the underworld, something will represent the world we live on, and something will represent the sky.
Heavens.
Yeah.
Peru had that. What was that civilization?
I forget. It was pre-Inca. And they had the snake representing the underworld, the cheetah representing the world, or the jaguar, and then they had the eagle representing the sky. and you see very similar things in
Chauvin.
Europe.
Chauvin.
Yeah, Chauvin. So, that came from somewhere. That, considering I've seen the exact same thing in cultures over in Greece as well, that didn't just happen around the world. I mean, this comes from a central area, and I think this all comes about from a mindset that knew God and started putting it to their own use.
Also, Ezekiel was before Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were written, because he had those 4 faces.
Right.
So, I think...
Yeah, John would have known that, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm just saying, like, I think it's putting our own understanding into what... I think it's a stretch, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Because Ezekiel had those faces before Matt, like, the symbolism of the Gospels.
Oh, yeah. I would agree.
I don't... Yeah. I think it's more based off of...
Yeah, hopefully
what
we're not
you
losing
said.
people on this, but I agree with you on that. Now, here's one thought. Did you read this on with the 4 faces? We struggle with understanding the Trinity. God is one God in 3 persons. Here we have one of his creatures being one creature with 4 persons in that, with those 4 faces. I don't know. That's an interesting one to think about as well. That God has created these types of animals that's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But their significance, going off, we've completely gone down a tangent there. Their significance is the end of verse 8. What are they doing? They rest not day and night, saying, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, which was and is to come.
They are worshiping.
Yes.
Everything always points to the throne and who's sitting in the throne.
Correct.
And that's the significant part of this whole entire chapter.
Yeah, we're talking about everything else.
Yeah, we have all these grandiose things that we can't even picture in our minds. Obviously, the symbol is never as good as, or what you said,
right,
as big as the reality. So, but
just
everything is pointing to that, and we see the cherubim, these crazy creatures, like you said, that we can't even fathom. And then you have these 24 elders, whoever they are. We'll see here in 9 and 10 that they are also pointing to the middle. And
the holy, 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 the 3 of that is sort of this repetitious, superlative of just pointing to the Lord. So then we go on to verse 9.
And when those beasts give glory and honor and thanks to him that sat on the throne, who liveth forever and ever, the 24 elders fall down before him that sat on the throne, and worship him that liveth forever and ever, and cast their crowns before the throne, saying, Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created.
Okay. So when the 4 beasts do this, it creates, it's sort of like the calling card for the elders. It's time to do this. And they fall down and they take up their crowns and they lay them before the Lord. And this happens repeatedly, which is interesting. So it's not like, it doesn't sound like it's all day long they're that way. Well, there's not days in heaven, but you know what I mean. There's this repetition of them doing this. But that means they keep their crown. So there's some... I've earned this, and God, when they calls this, they lay it down before God, but he allows them to keep it. So this is something they've earned, and this is a leadership position that is subservient to the Lord. Yet they're still of a magnitude to have that crown.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, in ancient civilizations, the lesser kings, it was known like if the emperor of Rome came in.
Right.
Okay. The smaller governors or whatever, they would lay their crowns down. That's different though in here because I guess it's similar because they earn that to have that crown as the governor, and they
in homage to his ultimate power,
in homage to the top.
And we're going to find out. It tells us that we will rule with him. Okay, well, we've submitted ourselves to the Lord. We're not ultimate. We know that. We're created beings. So we see some of this in that. So the significance is laying down our accolades, the things that we are and that we've earned by achievement at the feet of the Lord, which, that's what we see here. And in the last part, for thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created. Right. Did I say that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have here he has the right over us. He is our creator. And
the 24 sitting by him in their thrones are saying that.
Yeah. So we can fight that and live frustrated, or we can embrace that, right? And enjoy being within the fellowship of the Lord. So there's some things I see in that.
Yeah. It's just they're created creatures, all of these, like the cherubim, the 24 elders, they're all created by God, and everything is pointing to God in this grandiose, in our minds, grandiose is the wrong word. We can't describe it.
Yeah.
And just all of it coming to the point where these elders, these cherubim, worshiping with all their might to God. That visual of that, I mean, what did that sound like? They don't even talk about that. Like, what did that sound like? What did that look like? I mean, come on. Like, just allow your imagination to...
Is it echoing? Is it
what is around? Is it a throne room? Like, what is... Like,
yeah.
I mean, just allow your imagination
room?
to...
Is it an open room? Is it just feels like eternity in every direction?
Yeah, I don't think... Obviously, we can't know, but...
So, a question that comes up to me with this, a non-believer might ask, or even a believer might ask, why would God create this? Is this narcissism? No. I mean, that don't shoot me for saying that kind of thing. But you have to, we look in today's world where certain things are done and you're just like, that dude just did that so he could get a pat on the back, or that type of thing. But all of this glory that is to the Lord is more than deserved for what he has done for us, and he has created us, and he loves us, and he has redeemed us, and we're pointing, yes, he is holy, yes, he does deserve this, and by doing that, it draws and it points other people to him. And there's an expanded answer on that as well. But I think that's really important that we have an answer for that. Else it looks like, just this person that, and he's not a person, but, that's just drawing everything. Look at me, look at me. That's not the purpose. It is to draw people for salvation to him, as we describe this, and then our worship of him. So, anything you want to add?
No, I'd just like for people to comment or talk to us whenever they see us. What do they think? What do they think these 24 elders are? Do they have a different view? Have they read something else? I want to soak in as much as I can with different views. Obviously, we're never gonna know until. Well, we are going to know, but not on this earth. So
I've had a few people stop and give me some views on a couple things, and I'll bring them up as they come up. So, all right.
What is a mummy's favorite type of music? Did we do these? These are from Mom. Did we already do these?
I don't know.
Rap.
Oh, yeah, you did
Did we do that?
Hey, Do you know how much a rainbow weighs?
How much?
Not much. Pretty light.
That's terrible.
There you go.
Speaking of rainbow,
There's a rainbow in here.
Yeah.
That's why I told that one.
and on the way to your house the other day, we had.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
It was a double rainbow.
A bunch of people posted pictures. All right, well that's our podcast for today. Man, chapter 5, we start to get into judgment, and it's important that we started with the Lord, and it pointed there. And we probably stressed too many odd things off of the Lord, but we'll get back to that. So, you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. Love you.